kind of clarify like these concepts, we have a very concrete example with two-sum, which is a very, very commonly used interview problem. It's quite famous to the point I recently learned that Stanford has published like a little explainer on just two-sum. Like they have like a 5-page PDF just walking through two-sum in depth, which is interesting. But so this is an example of like how you should not remember the solution to two-sum, which is the actual code. Because like we don't think this is so far from English, right? Your brain doesn't think that way. Your brain doesn't think like, oh yeah, private Boolean sums to target. This is not naturally easy to remember. So if we go to the next part, how you should remember the solution to two-sum is this is essentially that one-liner that explains like the essence of the problem, which is like you look for the difference from like the elements within the array, and then you use a hash set to see if you can find that difference later on. So if you're trying to get the two-sum of 9 and then you see 3 in the array, you should look for 6 somewhere later down the line, which is 9 minus 3.
And this is really the essence of maturity, or becoming better and better at some skill. If you think about any skill, not just interviewing, but the sign of growth is the levels of abstraction that you're dealing with are higher and higher. This is a really good illustration, right? Like that top, like the actual lines of code is a fairly low level of abstraction. Like you're talking directly to the computer in lines of code that the computer can understand. Like there's no ambiguity. But then this one-liner, which is the essence of the problem, the essence of the solution, look for the difference and use a hash set. That is now operating a little bit higher level. Like there might be some more ambiguity, but like if you're a decent programmer, you can probably fairly easily turn that into code. And so like you can kind of extend that beyond interviewing, but the idea is that when you start becoming comfortable with larger and larger building blocks, you can achieve much more, and you're also going to be able to do things much faster. And that's kind of the core idea here.